Game 2 today.
Batting second, playing shortstop,
Texas.
number 1. Cap for the playing of the Korean national anthem. Right after that, we will play the national anthem of the United States. And now the national anthem of the United States of America. Shake hands, gentlemen, and have a good game.
Park. We are ready for the fourth game of the day, and this is the finale of the night as Seoul, South Korea will be taking on Southern Illinois. Southern Illinois, the home team, they won a coin toss back on the coaches' meeting, which was held at 8 o'clock on Friday morning prior to the start of this tournament. And just so happens they are the home team, the area host team, taking on Seoul, South Korea. Starting pitcher for Todd Poe and the Southern Illinois squad will be number 20, Austin Jerger. And the lefty is finishing up his warm-up tosses. And we're just a moment from getting underway here in Marion at Rent 1 Park as we look at the weather forecast and the game time conditions for you to start the game. Weather-wise, say mostly clear skies. It's 82 degrees. They've taken out the chance of rain. There is a chance for tomorrow in Southern Illinois and a high of 92. But we're ready to go here as the final handshakes with the Southern Illinois team are taking place, and it will be Kim Jun-song who will lead off for the team from South Korea. They come into the game. They've won 2 games. They won game 2 of the tournament 5-4 over Greensboro, North Carolina. And they won game 8 yesterday, 6-2 over Covina, California. Kim Jun-sang is the batter, and the first pitch is outside for a ball. We are underway at 8:52 on a Sunday night. Second pitch in there, evens up the count at 1-1. Great crowd here to watch this game here this evening. A beautiful evening for baseball as the pitch outside catches the outside corner. Count now 1-2. Outfield playing shaded toward left. Center is out toward left center. And the 1-2 pitch is just a bit outside. In right field, Baldwin is guarding the line toward right. Here's the 2-2, swung on and miss. And that's the strikeout for Austin Jerger. First out here in the top of the first, and that's going to bring up Kong Min-gu. He hits from the right side. Just a bit of a breeze on the flag out in center field. See the flag wave every little bit. Nothing severe, shouldn't affect anything in the ball game. We've had 1 home run in this entire tournament that was hit out of the park, and that came in the first game of the day, the first batter of the game. That was Nin Burns, who lifted one over the fence in left field. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Outside, 3-1. Seoul, South Korea, if you're wondering, 6,748 miles from Marion, Illinois, as Sugar's pitch gets it in there for a strike and runs a count full, 3-2. Officially the Seoul Special Metropolitan City. It's the capital and the largest metropolis in Seoul, South Korea, as Kong Min-gu strikes out as well. 2 strikeouts now.
Third baseman, number 13, Choi Kyun-kyu.
So Choi Kyun-kyu comes to the plate with 2 down in the top of the first. Defensively, it's Compton in left, Winters in center, Baldwin in right. As the first pitch is outside for a ball. Poe at third, Malawi at short, Anderson at second, and Hunter at first. Bunselmeyer, the catcher, and Jerger is the pitcher to start the game here for head coach Todd Poe. Joe Kretz is assistant, Brian Winters the business manager. The 2-0 pitch, outside 3-0. It was warm here today, as a matter of fact. Our thoughts are with Jair van Borkelo of the Netherlands, who was struggling with the heat in the game. And Choi Young-Kyu walks for the first base runner of the game. Kwon Yak-young is the batter. He hits from the right side with 1 on here, 2 down in the top of the first inning. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast tonight. Should be a good ball game, as the first one from Jerger is high for a ball. Next one is wide, and that's going to allow Choi to scamper down to second base, so he's in scoring position here with 2 outs in the top of the first inning. The pitch from Jerger fouled back. Seoul, the city of Seoul, South Korea, is noted for its population density, which is almost twice that of New York and 8 times that greater than Rome. 9,838,800 as of a census earlier this year. Pitch is swung on and missed. 2-2 to Kwon Yug-kyun. Founded in 18 BC. One of the 3 kingdoms of Korea. The 2-2 pitch with 2 outs. Lined into right field. That may score 1. Nice job by Baldwin getting in and getting the throw. That's going to hold up the runner at third. Nice job defensively out there by Gavin Baldwin in right field. So Choi stops at third. Kwon at first on the single. That's going to bring up Sim Young. So the first baseman wears number 10, hits from the right side of the plate. 2 on and 2 out here in the top of the first, as the first pitch from Jerger is outside. On deck, Song Ho Jeong. 320 down the left field line, 325 the right field line. That pitch is a little bit low for a ball 2-0. It's 375 in the power alley and right, 400 to dead center. Right in front of the batter's eye. 2-1 pitch in there for a strike, 2-2. Here's the pitch from Jasper. Jerger, rather. Outside. 3-2. 3-1, rather, the count. Line popped out to the right side. That's going to make it into the crowd. Runs the count full. Jerger, a left-hander, stands more toward the third base side on the rubber. Right now working from the stretch. As he looks in, gets the sign from Bunselmeyer. Comes set. Here's the pitch. Lifted to center field. That's going to be Winters that glides over 4, 5, 6 steps and makes the catch. And so, no score at the end of 1/2 inning. Southern Illinois is coming to the plate. It'll be Winters, Malawi, and Jerger to lead things off. You're watching the 2018 Colt World Series. So we head to the bottom of the first inning. Southern Illinois held South Korea scoreless in the first. Leading off, it's going to be Brian Winters, center fielder, number 3. Winters hits from the left side. One ball, no strikes to Winters. Swinging a red bat down on the field. All the bats for the games that are used in the games must be checked and verified by Pony League officials. The officials representing Pony tonight, Randy Crompton, Stephanie Allen, Denny Doyle, Steve Miller, the director of the tournament here at Brent 1, has done a fantastic job. And a nice crowd here this evening to see this matchup between Seoul, South Korea and the area host team Southern Illinois. As that ball's lined into left field, that's going to be a single for Brian Winters. Makes his way around first wide turn, but decides to retreat and gets things going for Southern Illinois with a base hit. That's going to bring up Cole Malawi, the shortstop. Number 1. So nobody out. Southern Illinois gets their first runner on here in the bottom of the first inning. Lee Wong-goon, the pitcher for Korea, wears number 11. First pitch in for a strike. Here's the 0-1 to Malawi. As Lee works from the stretch. On the corner for a strike. Strike 2. Here is the 0-2 pitch to Malawi from Lee Wong-goon. Outside, 1-2. Outfield playing straight away for South Korea. Infield at double play depth, bunched up the middle with the runner on, that being Winters. Count 1-2 now to Malawi. He stands toward the front of the box. Curveball gets Malawi looking. One down. That's the first out for Southern Illinois here in the game. It's the pitcher. Austin Jerger, the pitcher, hits third today. And then it'll be Gavin Baldwin, the right fielder, following him. Jerger hits from the left side with one runner on. Again, that's Winters, the center fielder, who led off the game with a single to left. The pitch. There goes Winters. He's in there safe. Got a great jump. So runner in scoring position now for Southern Illinois. If Austin Jerger can slap one for a base hit, that might be enough to score Brian Winters. He's got good speed. Out on the bag at second. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Outside. Runs the count 2-0. Coach Todd Poe, Joe Kretz, Brian Winters, and then the coaching staff for South Korea, Youngmoo Song. He's the head coach. This ball's ripped toward first, picked up there by So, and he steps on the bag to record the second out. 3 unassisted on the putouts, And Gavin Baldwin, the right fielder, steps in. Young Moo Sun, the head coach. Park Ja Wong is the assistant coach. Lee Ji Wong is also an assistant coach. 15 players part of the roster from Seoul, South Korea. Is Gavin Baldwin. I think it's Winters, who moved to third on the ground out to first. He's ready to go. And Gavin Baldwin, the batter for Southern Illinois. Pitch in there for a strike. This is game number 12 of the tournament on the 5th of August. Be 3 games on Monday. They start at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Pitch outside for a ball, 1-1. First game will be at 3 o'clock. Second game at 5:30. Then there will be an 8 o'clock game tomorrow night. Is he off to that? According to the umpire, Baldwin, little check swing. The catcher, Young, turned his head toward the ump, and the ump said yes, he went. So the count now 1 ball, 2 strikes. With 2 down, on the corner, got him looking. And that's how we end the first inning. No score, South Korea is coming to bat. This is the 2018 Colt World Series.
Off the second inning for Seoul, Korea. The second baseman, number 7, Song Ho-young.
At the top of the second here at Rent One Park in Marion, Illinois. My name is Dave McKenzie. Thank you for watching our live stream as we see Song Ho-young, that will be leading off here. The top of the second be followed by Park Jeon-bin, and then by Young Song. The left fielder will wrap up the top 3, and if anybody gets on, Lee Wong-gun, the pitcher, will hit in the 9th spot. Song Ho-young hits from the left side. Pitch from Jagger is in there, or excuse me, inside for a ball. Southern Illinois has just played 1 game in this tournament as the ball is lifted toward third and caught by Winters for the first out here in the top of the second. 1 down. They won that game back on Friday night when they beat Mexico 8-7. That was a game in which they were down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-3 at the end of the second inning, but they come back to hold on to the win, 8-7. This is Park Jeon-bin, the right fielder, squares to bunt, pulls it back, and it's in for a strike from Jagger. Oh, and 1 the count with 1 out. Fouled to the right as Park just throws the bat barrel out to it. Spoils the pitch. Counts 0-2 now. Crowds the plate from the right side. The left-hander delivers. Grounded towards second. Bryce Anderson over. Makes the play. Nice job, Bryce Anderson. Second out. The play goes 4-3 for the putout. 2 down now. Bottom of the second inning. It's going to bring up Bae Young Song for South Korea, the left fielder. Nobody scored in the game so far. And the pace and rhythm of the game is good as well. Helps when the heat of the day sun isn't beating down on you. Kind of slows things down, slows everybody down. And you heard me mention earlier that Jair Van Borkelo, who was taken off the field in an ambulance during the previous game. We received word just a little while ago that he's been released from the hospital and is going to be fine. And that is fantastic news, as we were concerned a little bit earlier today. The 2-1 pitch in the dirt, 3-1 now. Bae Young Song, the left fielder. South Korea has won 2 games in this tournament as Bae walks, makes his way down to first base. They played 2 games. Game 2 was a 5-4 win over Greensboro, North Carolina. That was back on day 1 on Friday. And then they played last night and beat Covina, California. Covina, by the way, done with the tournament. They were beat earlier today by Greensboro, North Carolina. The ball was thrown away, and that's going to allow Bae Young Song to head to second base as they tried to pick him off. So Covina, California is out. Bay City, Michigan is out. Pitch in there for a strike from Jerger. Count now 0-1. As Jerger steps off, that causes Bae Young Song to head back and tag up here with 2 down. Pitch just a little bit high. Evens the count at 1-1. 3 games on Monday, 2 games on Tuesday, and then Championship Wednesday will crown the 2018. What a good throw as that was a fantastic play from Bunselmeyer as Bae Young Song got off too far in the shortstop for Malawi came in behind, laid the glove down by the bag, and Bae Young Song slid right into it to get the 3rd out here in the top of the second inning. So we're going to head to the bottom of the second. Hunter, Poe, Compton, all coming up next. This is the 2018 Colt World Series.
Leading off the bottom half of the second inning for Southern Illinois, the first baseman, number 8, Nick Hunter.
Warm-ups are done for Lee Wong-Gung. And it's going to be Nick Hunter, the first baseman, that steps in, hits from the left side, stands on the front side of the batter's box, closest to the plate, toes on the white line, takes the ball or the pitch in for a strike. Here's the 0-1 pitch, outside, way outside. So as we look at the tournament coming up on Monday, as of right now, the 3 o'clock game will have Mazatlan, Mexico taking on the Marion squad as the pitch is fouled off to the left. That's a 3 o'clock start here at Rent One Park. Then the 5:30 game, the Netherlands will take on Brownsville, Texas. 5:30 the start, and then the nightcap will have the loser of this game playing Greensboro, North Carolina. Foul tip held on to by the catcher, and that's a strikeout on Nick Hunter as he goes down swinging with one down. Dylan
Now
Poe,
batting,
the son of the head
third
coach,
baseman,
Todd
number
Poe,
4,
steps to the plate,
Dylan
third baseman.
Poe.
As we look back at the one-game Southern Illinois played, that was an 8-7 win over Mexico. Back on Friday night, the pitch outside for ball 1. One ball, no strikes, with one out here in the bottom of the second. Big Dylan Poe at the plate right now, followed by Nick Compton, then Bryce Anderson from Carterville, if someone gets on. One ball, no strike. Lee Wong-goon, the pitcher for South Korea. The right-hander steps and throws. Catches, not called. It's a ball outside. Now the count's 2-0. Wind, no wind here at Rent One Park. Flag completely still in center field. Here's the 2-0. On the corner, catches it, 2-1. 2-1 the count. 2-1 the count. Outside, 3-1. Has a hitter's count right now, 3-1. The pitch from Lee. Hit up the middle. They had him shaded toward right. The second baseman was way over. Had him playing to pull, and he puts it right where the second baseman wouldn't be. And so now Southern Illinois has their first runner here in the second, as Nick Compton will come to the plate, the left fielder. Wears number 10, hits from the right side. Nick Compton in the first game back on Friday night flew out, grounded out, struck out. The pitch catches the outside corner for strike 1. Nice crowd here at Rent One Park on a beautiful night in Southern Illinois after a warm day. Catches the outside corner, same exact spot as the first pitch. Lee Wong-goon, the pitcher. So far, 18 pitches in these 2 innings with 1 down. Dylan Poe, the runner at first, being held on by So as they throw over, and Poe is able to get back in. The 0-2 pitch from Lee is on the way. Outside, and Nick Compton chased on that one. He strikes out for the second out of the inning. That's going to bring Carterville resident Bryce Anderson. I do play-by-play sports for Carterville. Bryce plays baseball, basketball, football. With 2 down, 1 on here in the bottom of the second. Anderson bats from the right side, drives that toward the gap in left center. That's going to get all the way to the wall. No, it's cut off by the center fielder. Here comes Poe. He stops at third, so Bryce Anderson digs in and hits a double to left center. Tagged that one. Nice job by the center fielder. That is Kong Min-gu to cut that off before it got to the wall, but Anderson stands at second with a stand-up double, so Southern Illinois has something going here. Runners at second and third, both in scoring position, and that's the catcher, Corey Bunselmeyer, who had a fantastic throw to end the top of the second when he gunned down Bae Yong-song at second base, who had wandered too far. You got to give credit also to the shortstop, Cole Malawi, who was able to sneak in. The throw was right on the money. All Malawi did was lay his glove down between the runner and trying to get back at the bag of the second. And he put his hand right on the glove. It was the out, and it was a nice way to end the top of the second. So Southern Illinois has something cooking here with runners at second and third. That's Dylan Poe at third. Bryce Anderson at second, who just clubbed that stand-up double. And here's the catcher, Corey Bunselmeyer. He hits from the right side. 2 outs, bottom of the second. From the stretch, the pitch. Just a touch low for ball 1. Wherever you're watching the game from, we appreciate you tuning in. Here for baseball action. Colt World Series. The defending champion Netherlands were defeated in the game just before as they appeal to first on that. First base umpire says he went around. So now the count is at 1-1. But the Netherlands, the defending champions, beat by Puerto Rico 14-8. That ball is lifted toward the right side. The first baseman for Seoul, South Korea. That is Sim Jun-so. He catches it, and that ends the threat and the end of the second. We're heading to the top of the third. Seoul, South Korea is coming up. This is the 2018 Colt World Series. Welcome back to Rentwan Park on a Sunday evening, a late Sunday, 9:25 Central Time as we head to the top of the third. Seoul, South Korea will be at the plate. Lee Wong-gun is the batter, hits from the right side. He's the pitcher, wears number 11, as Austin Sugar is the pitcher. Little bit low for ball 1. Southern Illinois had an opportunity there in the bottom of the second. 2 runners in scoring position. But Corey Bunselmeyer ground flew out to the first baseman to end the inning. No score yet here as we're in the top of the third. Kind of unusual for this tournament. The 2-1 pitch inside. Here's the pitch from Sugar. Swung on for strike 2. Crowd kind of quiet now. They were a little louder a bit earlier. Settled in. Strikeout. Nice job by Sugar on the 73-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch. 1 down. That's going to bring in Kim Jung-song, who struck out his first time up. He wears number 2. One thing you'll notice about these South Korean hitters, they do stand close to the plate. They want to get up on top of it, force you to pitch inside. As the pitch is outside for ball 1. Southern Illinois' defense playing straight away now. Infield at normal depth. In for a strike. 1-1. That was in for a strike. 2. The 1-2 pitch on the way. The left-hander delivers. Pushed foul. Watch out down the concourse. Lots of people up there. As Kim just put the barrel of the bat down. Spoil that pitch. Sugar, the left-hander, delivers. This one's pulled foul the other way. Down the left field line. Here at the Colts World Series, baseballs are at a premium. It's not professional baseball. They don't have unlimited supply. So here, if you get a foul ball as a fan, they ask that you turn it in as Kim strikes out for the second time in the game. 2 down now here in the third. But if you get a foul ball, they do ask that you turn it in. And if you take it to the table for Visit SI, they will give you a $10 gift card, discount card for Dick's Sporting Goods. Dick's is a national sponsor of Pony League baseball around the country. So there you go, kids. You can make a little money chasing foul balls. Pitch outside for a strike. 0-1. 1-1 rather. 1-1 pitch from Sugar. Bounce towards short. Malawi grabs, throws across. Little low, but Hunter does a nice job holding on as they get him 6-3 to end the inning. And Southern Illinois is coming up in the bottom of the third inning. It's the top of the order. Winters, Malawi, and Sugar. You're watching the 2018 Colt World Series.
Competition and sportsmanship can provide. Each year, more than 500,000 participants of all ages proudly represent Pony on baseball and softball diamonds of all sizes. Everyone deserves a chance to learn and play the game. They're our
Bottom of the third for Southern Illinois as they bat here. Top of the order, center fielder Brian Winters, who singled. Cole Malawi, and then Austin Sugar, the 3 leading off the third inning. As Winters tried to bunt, but he bunts it foul toward the left side. No score here in the ball game so far as we hit the bottom of the third inning. Seoul, South Korea taking on the area host team, Southern Illinois, as that pitch is low. Evens the count at 1-1 for Brian Winters. The 1-1 pitch. Way inside, gets past the catcher, comes to the backstop. Southern Illinois has only played one game, as we said. That was a win 8-7 over Mexico. Brian Winters led off that game. Walked, struck out, walked. 0 for 1. And he's facing a 2-2 count here. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Lee Wong-goon. Lifted towards center. Winters comes in on it. Comes a long way and makes a nice catch in the gap in left center field to record the out. Actually, that was Kong, not Winters. So one down, flies out to center. My electronic game changer is a little slow right now. Hopefully that'll catch up. As the first pitch to Cole Malawi, low for a ball. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fouled off. One and one, the count. Malawi looks at strike 2 on the outside corner. When you talk about some of the Southern Illinois, there's 2 teams from Southern Illinois. There's the area team, which is basically an all-star team participating as the pitch is outside, 2-2. Then there's the Marion team, the Marion host city team. But you look at the population, we've been talking about the population around the world with the teams participating here. Around Southern Illinois, 1.2 million. I would say that is I-64 South. But then you look at Seoul, South Korea, it's 9,838,000 in the city of Seoul, South Korea, as Malawi strikes out. 2 times he struck out looking. 2 down in the top of the third. That's going to bring up this pitcher, Austin Jerger. He hits from the left side. Last time up. Ground out to first for the second out of the first inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch on its way. Outside, 2-0. Lee Wong-goon, the starting pitcher for South Korea. Here's the 2-0, swung on and missed. 81-mile-an-hour fastball on the outside corner. And Jerger couldn't catch up to it. He digs back in. The 2-1 is on the way. Little bit outside, 3-1. So Jerger should see something here. Something he can drive. The 3-1 outside, and Jerger's going to take his base, make his way toward first base. And that's going to bring up the cleanup hitter for Southern Illinois, right fielder Gavin Baldwin. In that first game, Baldwin walked and scored in the second. In the third, he walked and scored, grounded out in the fourth, grounded out in the sixth. Officially 0 for 2 in the first game back on Friday night, as the manager of the South Korea team, Young Moo-sung, comes out to talk to his pitcher. scoreless game. He's thrown a good ball game so far. It's the bottom of the third inning. Southern Illinois, the home team. Coin toss was done for every game all the way through the tournament and the coaches meeting on this past Friday morning at 8 o'clock. So we know exactly who. Oh, man, as Baldwin grounds one hard through the hole at second. And Southern Illinois has runners at first and second. He just went down and got that one. And the second baseman, Song dove just as the ball went by the end of his glove. So Baldwin is at first, Jerger is at second, and now Nick Hunter, the first baseman, comes up. He struck out swinging back in the second inning. Hits here in the third with an opportunity. Runner in scoring position at second. Lee Wong-jun, the pitcher. From the stretch, the right-hander delivers. Inside, ball one. 70-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch. Nick Hunter at the plate. Dylan Poe on deck. Nick Compton in the hole. Pitch inside once again, 2-0. So if I were Nick Hunter, I'd be looking something fast and over the middle of the plate right here. Something I could drive. They call that setting red. On the outside corner for a strike. 2-1 now. With two down. Southern Illinois has been in this position with 2 on and 2 outs back in the second. They weren't able to convert into runs. Now the count, it's deuces wild. 2 on, 2 out, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch for Lee Wong-jun. Inside, ball 3. Runs the count full. So the runners will be off with the pitch. Lee takes his time, gets his sign, steps, and throws. Low, walks. So the bases now are loaded. Jerger heads to third, Baldwin to second. Nick Hunter will be standing on first. Bases will be loaded for Dylan Poe, who clubbed a single earlier, his first time up. That was in the second inning. So a great opportunity here for Southern Illinois to get on the board first. In there for a strike. 0-1. There's 2 down. Defense is at normal depth. Short, really deep. In there for strike 2. Poe's going to have to protect the plate here with the 0-2 count. Find off what he doesn't like. See if he can get one to drive. The pitch from Lee's on the way. Outside corner, caught him looking. And that is the third out. So Southern Illinois strands 3 runners in the bottom of the third. We're heading to the fourth. Still no score. It's the 2018 Colt World Series.
Just go to IconicSchools.com to see all your team's candidates today.
McKenzie at Rentwood Park as we head to the top of the fourth inning. No score, and leading off for Seoul, South Korea, Choi Young-koo. He walked his first time up. Austin Jerger, the pitcher, the left-hander, delivers right down the middle. 2-1 now. The left-hander comes at it one more time. That one's lifted toward right. Shallow right. Bryce Anderson camps under and makes the catch. One down. Koon Hyuk Young steps in. He singled in the first inning. Here's the pitch from Jerger. Lifted out of play. Great crowd here for Sunday night action at Rentwood Park. Pitch and the dirt. 1-1. Rentwood, the home of the Southern Illinois Miners. They'll be home for 3 coming up this week. Mixed in with some games here on Tuesday. There's an 11 o'clock Colt Series game on Tuesday, a 1:30 game, and then a Miners game that night. That'll be a lot of fun. Miners just coming back off a road trip to Windy City. 2-2 the count. Bounces it in 3-2 with 1 out. Rentwood can seat up to about 7,000, 3,400 chair seats, also lawn seating for over 2,000. As the swing and a miss, they throw to first to complete the strikeout as Dunselmeyer didn't hang on to the pitch. So a strikeout. Third strikeout now for Jerger. And that's going to bring Sim Jun So, the first baseman, to the plate. He flew out to center back in the second inning. Rentwood also has the 10-hole mini golf course if you're planning on visiting. It's where the competitive people watch the game. 14 suites, a banquet facility called the Diamond Club. It's a great facility, synthetic turf. Very proud and very happy to have it, and very honored to have the Colt World Series here. And props to CEO and manager Mike Pinto, Kathy Perry, John Wilson, the GM, to Visit SI, who helps with tourism in Southern Illinois, Steve Miller with the Pony League for working to bring this tournament here, and need visitors to come to the games. This ball is hit toward the left side. Poe grabs it, slings it across. Nice job by first baseman for Southern Illinois Hunters. The throw was offline. He grabbed it and dove to get so as he's running down the line for the third out here in the fourth inning. So Southern Illinois is going to come to the plate here in the bottom of the fourth. It'll be Compton, Anderson, and Bunselmeyer hitting for Southern Illinois. Thank you for watching the 2018 Colt World Series. Bottom of the fourth inning for Southern Illinois. It'll be Compton, Anderson, and Bunselmeyer. The first three to hit here in the bottom of the fourth. No score. Pitching duel by both teams. Then Compton, the left fielder, wears number 10, hits from the right side. Struck out his first time up in the second. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swung on, hit toward shorts. Tough play for the shortstop as it is Compton that lagged it out. Kim had to come a long way to get to that high chopper. And by the time the throw got to first, Compton had already taken a step past the bag. So Nick Compton legs out a single. That can change things for a team in a hurry. Be a momentum changer, as a matter of fact, as Young Moo-sung, the manager of the South Korea team, comes out and he is going to make a change in his pitcher. Be coming in from the bullpen. We'll have all the details coming up here on the 2018 Colt World Series. Park Jong-woo is the new pitcher. He wears number 25. He's a left-hander. As we're in the bottom of the fourth inning. Thank you so much for watching on our live stream. If you're in Korea, we appreciate it. One of the things that I've most admired was after their game last night, I was sitting here, the game is completed, it's a late night, and I look and the entire team has walked in front of the press box down on the field, and they all line up And they turn and they bow to say thank you. Very appreciative of that. Very polite, well-mannered. And here in the Pony League, these teams will shake hands before and after the game. The 0-1 pitch is on its way. Lifted toward right. It needs, is it going to be in? No, it's going to fall into the dugout on the first base line rather. So a long fly ball. I believe that's one and one, the count. This is Bryce Anderson. He clubbed a double back in the second inning. He's got a runner in front of him this time. Strike right down the middle for Bryce. He wears number 6, plays second base. He looks down toward Todpo, gets the sign, steps back in. Park Jean-Woo, the pitcher, the left-hander, works from the first base side of the rubber. Compton takes his lead, fouled off by Anderson. This has been a great ball game so far. Even though there's been no score, they've had opportunities. Southern Illinois more than the Korean team. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Steps and throws. High, 2-2. Bryce Anderson hit in the second spot in that game back on Friday night. Flew out, struck out, flew out, and reached on a fielder's choice. He doubled here earlier. As Compton takes off, the throw not in time. Compton with the stolen base. His first stolen base of the night. And so now Bryce Anderson has the opportunity. Oh. Anderson struck out. My apologies. One down. Corey Bunselmeyer, the batter, the catcher, already dug in. He's ready to go. Runner at second. One down. Pitch in there for a strike. 79 mile an hour. Park Young-woo looks back at Compton at second. Checks him twice. Delivers. Just a touch high for a ball. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Popped in the air. Short center. As Song dropped the ball, hit his glove, dropped the ball. So, Bunselmeyer is on first after the error on the second baseman. Back to the top of the order. It's going to be Brian Winters, the center fielder, singled in the first, flew out to center in the third. 2 runners on with 1 out. Pitch fouled off toward the left. Starting to see a little bit of a breeze. Here is the 0-1 pitch. Catches the outside corner, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch is on the way from Park. Steps and throws a little bit high. 1-2. So with 2 on, Southern Illinois threatening here in the fourth. That's knocked toward right field. Long way to go. It's going to fall in for a single. That's going to load up the bases. As I tell you, Park, the right fielder, he has a rifle. Park Young Ben, and he wanted to show it off there, and he does as he holds up Compton at third. So Bunselmeyer's at second. The single by Brian Winters has him at first base. Cole Malawi on the way in to hit shortstop. He struck out twice, looking the first time, struck out swinging in the third. With one out here in the bottom of the fourth. Cinches down his helmet, steps in right side of the plate. The left-hander Park delivers outside and almost got away to the backstop. 1-0. Cole Malawi at the plate for Southern Illinois. As a little flare was hit towards second. And Song was able to grab that one. So it's F4 for the second out. And Austin Jurger, the pitcher, comes to the plate. He hits from the left side. Grounded out. Took a walk in the third. That ball is lifted foul just to the top of us. Two balls and one strike. I believe we're going to have a special visitor coming up with us here in just a few minutes, the president of Pony Baseball and Softball. He's here at the park. So we may have an opportunity to talk with him coming up here in the next couple of innings. It's a 3-1 count now to Austin Jurger. Pitch is outside, and he walks, and that walks in a run, and Southern Illinois has the first run of the game. Bunselmeyer is going to head to third. Jurger heads to second, and Gavin Baldwin is on first. Or excuse me, Jurger is on first. Winters is on second. So no balls, one strike on Gavin Baldwin. Struck out his first time up. Singled back in the third. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Big cut from the right fielder. Batting cleanup, Gavin Baldwin. Southern Illinois scores here in the bottom of the fourth. The first run of the game, they lead at 1-0. The left-hander, Park Jun-woo, swung on and missed. As the catcher caught it, that's how the inning is going to end as Baldwin strikes out for the second time in the game. Southern Illinois on the board first. They lead at 1-0. We're heading to the top of the fifth. Thank you for watching the 2018 Colts World Series.
Ho.
So we're at the top of the fifth inning, 1-0 Southern Illinois. They scored there in the bottom of the fourth, leading off the top of the fifth for South Korea. Second baseman Song Ho Jung. He flew out to the third baseman back in the second inning. He hits from the left side. The 1-1 pitch grounded to second. Anderson gets it, throws to first. They get Sung Ho Jung. He goes 4-3 for the first out here in the fifth inning.
Now batting, right fielder, number 17, Park Jung-bin.
So one down, one ball to Park Jung-bin, the right fielder. Grounded out to Bryce Anderson earlier in the second inning. The 2-1 in there for a strike. That ball's hit back to the pitcher, throws to first. 2 down. As there's going to be a switch. Lee Woon Chang comes in for Bae Yong Song. He wears number 16. Hits from the right side. 1 ball, no strikes. Pitch is in there for a strike from Jerger. 2 down here in the top of the fifth inning. Tight ball game inside. The pitch from Jerger runs a count to 2-1. This ball is hammered foul down the left field line. That's a walk. He's going to head to first. So, 1 on here in the bottom of the fifth inning.
Now batting, the pitcher, number 25, Park Jun-woo.
Jun-woo. He hits from the left side. As they throw toward first, gets back in there safely. They throw back over. Nice job of Hunter. The first baseman had to go up to save that one from going in the seats on the throw. Pitch is way high from Scherger as he dries off his hands just a little bit. So a couple of wild throws from Scherger. May need to go to the rosin bag. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 out here in the bottom of the first. Pitch is high again over the top of the batter, Park Jun-woo, number 25 into the game. Hitting in place of Lee Wong-jun. That is Lee. It's on first. The 3-1 from Scherger. Hits. Hits Park Jun-woo. So he's going to take first on the hit by pitch. And that'll put only the 3rd time tonight that Seoul, South Korea has had a runner as far as second base. They had Choi Hyun-kyu got to third base back in the first inning. And making a change for Southern Illinois, it appears. As Coach Joe Kretz calls the infield together. Coming up on 10:10 Central Time in the United States. Thank you for watching on our live stream here from Rent One Park. We hope that sometime you'll come visit us. Plan on coming to the Colt World Series next summer, as it'll be back. This is a tournament that was held in Lafayette, Indiana for over 50 years. Southern Illinois very pleased and happy that it is in the Southern Illinois area now, here at Rent One. Accommodations to Steve Miller for helping to make that happen. Top of the order, Kim Jun-song at the batter. Squares to bunt. The first pitch from Scherger is in there for a strike. Timeout is granted by the home plate umpire. Everybody resets. No balls, 1 strike, 2 out. The pitch from Scherger lifted toward the right side. That should be playable. Bryce Anderson is there and makes the catch on the foul line behind first. Great job by Bryce Anderson to retire Kim Jun-song. That's the 3rd out here in the 5th inning. Southern Illinois is coming up. They'll have Nick Hunter, Dylan Poe, and Nick Compton next. You're watching the 2018 Colt World Series. Bottom of the 5th inning for the game here at Brentwood Park. Nick Hunter steps in, and he tries to bunt his way on. Number 8 for Southern Illinois, struck out in the 2nd, singled back in the 3rd, and he leads us off here in the bottom of the 5th. Pitch a little bit high. 1 ball and 1 strike. The pitcher, Park Jung-woo. As Hunter fouls that one off to the left and out of play. One ball, 2 strikes to Hunter. Takes ball 2. Evens up the count, 2-2. Park's pitch popped up. Infield. It's going to be caught by the second baseman for South Korea. So it's fly out to number 4 if you're scoring at home. And third baseman Dylan Poe will step in. We have a pinch hitter for Poe. Pinch hitter, number 13 for Poe. That's going to be Bruce White. Number 12, rather, Bruce White. Oh, I'm sorry. Looked on the wrong side. It is Javi Beal. Pitch in there for a strike. Count 0-2 now. Beal wears number 12. Hits from the left side. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Catcher tags him out for the strikeout. And that is 2 down now as Beal struck out swinging. So left fielder Nick Compton will come to the plate. Struck out in the 2nd, singled and scored the lone run in the game. That in the 4th inning. He crowds the plate from the right side of the box. Pitch swung on and missed. 69-mile-an-hour changeup for a strike. Bryce Anderson on deck. Here's the 0-1. A little bit outside and low. 1-1. 3 games on Monday. They start at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. That will be at 3 o'clock. Mazatlan, Mexico, taking on Marion here at Brentwood. High, ball 2. 2-2 with 2 out. The 5:30 game will feature the Netherlands taking on Brownsville, Texas. And then the 8 o'clock game will feature Greensboro, North Carolina, taking on the loser of this game. As that ball's check swing and fouled straight back. Count remains at 2-2. So if you have an opportunity to come out to Brentwood Park, it's only $8 a ticket for all 3 games coming up tomorrow. We invite you to come out and enjoy what is Brentwood Park, home of your Southern Illinois Miners. That ball is driven down the left field line, but foul as Compton was able to turn on that pitch. Straightens it out just a little. And it's probably off the wall in left field. 320 down the left field line. 325 down the right field line. Pitch is high. Runs the count full now. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. It's the bottom of the 5th. The meat of the order coming up for Seoul, South Korea in the top of the 6th. Pitch in there for a strike. And strikes him out looking. That ends the 5th inning. So, top of the 6th is on the way. Kong Min Ju will be coming up. The center fielder will lead off. Choi and then Kwan behind him. You're watching the 2018 Colt World Series on ColtWorldSeries.org. As we head to the top of the 6th inning here, what a ball game. Steve Miller, this is a dandy 1-0 as they head to the top of the 6th.
These are two great ball clubs, Dave. There's a lot of competition here. I'm tickled to death to see this Illinois team. They finally come alive.
They sure have. They're playing well. They won their first game against Mexico on Friday night. This is just their second game, but they're playing well. And Austin Jerger at the mound. How's the tournament been for today other than the heat we had to deal with?
Boy, that was a lot of it today. As you
Brutal,
know,
wasn't it?
Brutal. We had a player go down because of the heat. Thank God he's doing good now and should be back tomorrow.
Wow, that is amazing. That was kind of scary in that Netherlands and Puerto Rico game, but glad to hear that. Nice crowd here. I'm happy with the crowd from where I'm sitting.
Well, we are too. Friday night was great. Saturday night's great. Sunday night's been great. So it's nice to see the people come out and support it.
Ground ball toward third. The throw across is in time, and that's going to take care of Kong Min Ju. He's down 5-4 with first out here in the 6th inning, bringing up Choi Young Koo. And we've been able to live stream all the games. That has been very, very cool to be able to do from where I'm at. I love watching baseball, being able to call it. What kind of response have you had on that?
Dave, we've had a lot of emails. It's been unbelievable, the number of people that are listening and watching. You've done a great job, and we're so thankful to have someone like you with the knowledge of baseball and be able to put that out there as a good product. So we're tickled to death, and so are a lot of these parents and grandparents that can't be here. We've had a lot of emails from grandparents that are so tickled to see their grandkids play.
Well, I thank you very much, but let's actually give credit where credit is due, and that is the production staff that's sitting in the room right next to me for the Southern Illinois Miners. Manager and CEO Mike Pino, Kathy and John and all of those guys and girls next door, they do such a good job on the video, running the production of the live stream, and without them, none of that would be possible.
Dave, you couldn't ask for better people. Mike Pinto and Kathy Perry, their whole staff has just been unbelievable. I mean, this is an opportunity for these kids. This is really like big-time baseball, Major League Baseball, thanks to Mike Pinto and Kathy Perry and their staff.
Choi Hyun Kyu just walked. He heads to first. And I think that's going to be it for Austin Jerger. He pitched a fine ball game for Southern Illinois. He leaves with a 1-0 lead. He can win it. And there's going to be a pitching change for Coach Todd Poe. And, yeah, they've done a great job, and what a great opportunity for Southern Illinois. We had a chance to talk last night, and the main thing that we'd like to say is get the word out and get people to come to the ballpark and see the games here live. That's where the big help comes in.
That's important, Dave. I mean, as an organization, we look at the number of fans that are here, look at the facility as well. But it's important to have people in the stands for these kids. A lot of these kids, this is the only opportunity they're ever going to have to play on a field of this type.
Talk about the logistics of getting the international teams to Southern Illinois.
Dave,
or can you even describe what it's like?
Dave, I've lost a lot of sleep over this. Marion pays a fee to host the tournament, actually. We take part of that money and give that to these international teams, anywhere from $1,200 to $2,000. But my job, or our job, is once they land in St. Louis, we have to get the international teams here. And by that, we have to bus them here. And naturally, we try to do this cheap and as possible, so we like to bring 2 teams on 1 bus when possible. But it's a nightmare in coordinating everything, and just like going back, 2 of these teams will leave at 3 o'clock in the morning to catch flights in St. Louis on Thursday morning. So, but it's a lot of fun. I've not slept a lot of late, and my wife has been great. My family, I had to take a lot of pride today. When this kid got hurt, I was a nervous wreck. I just knew it was the worst could be. By the time we got going, I looked up. I had one daughter on the field with a stethoscope, checking his blood pressure and all, and being sure everything was all right. Had another daughter on the field trying to find out how we was going to get who to the hospital. So great family support.
Well, it's been a lot of fun, and we appreciate the hard work that you've put in, and we still got 3 more days of this funness.
Well, it's going to be a great time. The baseball's only going to get better from here on out as well.
I can't wait to see who the eventual champion is on Wednesday night when we wrap this thing up. Thanks for your time today, and hopefully here in just a few minutes we'll have a chance to talk to Mr. Abraham Key.
I'm going to send him up and put him on him, Dave, but thanks for all your support. Thanks for helping Pony. We appreciate it, Dave.
It's my pleasure.
Great job.
Thanks for joining us here. That is Steve Miller, the director of Pony for this region, and the one that the manager putting on this tournament. Okay. New pitcher for Southern Illinois is Dylan Poe. He comes in relief of Austin Jerger. Dylan Poe, number 4, started at third base. The right-hander stands on the first base side of the rubber. 2-0 count with 1 out here in top of the 6th inning. At the plate, Kwon Yuk Young, the catcher. He singled in the first, struck out in the 4th. Here he is in the 6th. The 3-0, in for a strike. Nice pitch, 78 mile an hour from Mr. Poe. Tight ball game, 1-0. That run was scored in the bottom of the 4th. Nick Compton scored after singling, and Poe walks Kwon. So 2 on now.
Now batting, left fielder, number 10, Sim Jun So.
Sim Jun So will step in. The first baseman wears number 10, also a pitcher as well. Pitched in the game yesterday. Pitch in there for a strike, 78 mile an hour fastball. South Korea played on Friday night. They beat Greensboro, North Carolina 5-4. They played last night and beat Covina, California 6-2. That was in the 8th game of the tournament. That pitch in there for a strike, 0-2. And here they're down 1 run to Southern Illinois late in the game, top of the 6th. There's an opportunity, a runner in scoring position at second. That's Choi. Pitch inside for ball 1, just inside. Didn't miss by much. 1-2, the count with 1 out. Just outside, misses. 2-2 now. Outfield straight away. Infield for Southern Illinois at double play depth. Grouped up the middle at short and second. Keeping a close eye on Choi at second base. Sim Jun So, the batter, at the plate. Facing a 2-2 count from Dylan Poe. Poe from the stretch delivers. Just a little bit low. Full count now. You don't want to walk the bases loaded. Not with this squad. They can, got to keep them as quiet as possible for as long as possible. I guess that's actually the goal of every baseball team, but this team from Seoul, South Korea can light it up quickly if given an opportunity. pitch is outside, and Poe walks the bases loaded. Sim Jun So draws the walk. So now Choi's at third. Kwan's at second. Sim is at third. Sim is at first. It's late, I promise you. I'll get it right. So that's going to bring number 7, Song Ho Jeong, to the plate. Flew out in the second, grounded out in the fifth. Steps in on the left side to pitch on the outside corner, in there for a strike at 80 mile an hour from Dylan Poe. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Inside, driven deep to right. He got every bit of this, and it bounces off the wall and right. 1 run is going to score. 2 runs are going to score. And they're going to gun down the runner at third for 1 out. As Sung Ho Jeong had to hold up at first. So just a long single for Jeong. So Choi scored from third, Kwan scored from second, and Sung was gunned out. 9-4-5 on the putout, 2 down, and a runner at first, with Park Jung-bin at the plate. So Sung stands on second base now. Park Jun-bin, the batter, from the right side. It's a 2-1 game for Korea now. Dylan Poe on the mound, the right-hander, pitches, delivers, ball. Two and one with 2 out here in the top of the 6th. Seoul, South Korea just took the lead on the 2-run single from Sung Ho Jeong. Jeong is at second. Pitch from Poe, driven deep toward left. That's driving. It's home run. Wow, for Park Jung-bin. He got all of that. I couldn't tell. I lost it. And that's a 2-run shot for Park Jung-bin. As he drove it over the left field wall. He got every bit of that one. So now it's 4-1. I told you, this Seoul team, they can score quickly. With 2 outs, the big knock from Park Jung-bin. Lee Wong-chan is the batter now, number 16. So 2 down, 4-1. Seoul with the lead, ground ball toward third. Picked and thrown across for the 3rd out here in the top of the 6th. Well, Seoul, South Korea explodes for 4 runs here in the top of the 6th. We're heading to the bottom of the 6th. It'll be Bryce Anderson, Corey Bunselmeyer, and Brian Winters to lead it off. You're listening and watching the 2018 Colt World Series.
Bottom half of the 6th inning for Southern Illinois.
So we're at the bottom of the 6th inning. It's a 4-1 ball game. Southern Illinois took the lead in the 4th inning, 1-0, but Seoul, South Korea explodes for 4 there in the top of the 6th. So it's 4-1. Bryce Anderson at the plate, fouls one off. Runs the count to 0-2. Here's the 0-2 to Bryce Anderson. Outside and away, 1-2. Park Jung-woo still the pitcher for the Korean team. The left-hander fires. Outside, 2-2. As the manager of the Korean team, Young-Moo Sun, comes out to talk to his pitcher. And I think he's going to make a change right here. Pitch count is important in Pony League. They switched over from an innings count that it had been for years and years and years to an actual pitch number. And so Pony mandates days of rest for pitchers. Now, for 15 and 16-year-olds, you can throw up to 30 pitches a day and not have to be mandated rest. So that way you can throw 30 pitches every game. But number 12 is coming into the game for Korea. Kang Hongju. Write this down before I lose my train of thought. Kang Hong-shu is the pitcher. He wears number 12. He's a right-hander. But back to the pitch counts. So if you can throw up to 30 pitches a day and not need a mandatory rest, but if you throw between 31 and 45 pitches max, mandated that you have 1 day's rest. If you throw from 46 to 60, 2 days rest. 61 to 75 pitches is 3 days rest, and anything over 76 mandates 4 days off. So managers are very careful about who they pitch, how long they pitch, and you have to be very strategic about it because you can't just think about that game. You need to think about what's going to happen tomorrow, who's available 2 days out in tournaments like this that last 5 days. So that's important. And now it's number 12 that comes in to pitch for Korea. That's Kang Hong-ju, the right-hander. He's facing Bryce Anderson. Anderson lifts it toward right. Shallow right field. Second baseman goes out to get it, makes the catch. 1 down to start the bottom of the 6th. Corey Benselmeyer will come to the plate. Grounded out back in the 2nd. Reached on an error in the 4th inning. Hits from the right side. Here's the pitch. Curves in there. Nice. 67-mile-an-hour curveball. Sidearm from Kang Hong-ju. No balls, 1 strike. Benselmeyer digs in. He's ready. Curveball swung on a miss. 0-2. Another 67-mile-an-hour sidearm curveball. That's an effective pitch right there. Southern Illinois needs runners. The 0-2. Curveball swung on a miss. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. 2 outs. Top of the order we go for the Southern Illinois team. Brian Winters, the center fielder, singled in the first, flew out in the third, singled in the fourth. Ball outside for ball 1. Time running out for Southern Illinois. Games are only 7 innings. So 4 outs remaining to get back in this thing. Inside for a strike. Inside corner from Kang Hongju. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Kang steps, fires. Curveball lined right back towards short. Long throw, low, and Winters is going to advance to second as the ball wound up in the crowd. So quickly, Southern Illinois has a runner at second base in scoring position. Sharp hit ground ball as the shortstop Kim, his throw was low, couldn't be handled by Sim at first base, and so Brian Winters reaches on the single and takes second on the error. 4 runs, 3 hits, 1 run for Korea, 1 run for Southern Illinois, 6 hits and 1 error. And at the plate, Cole Malawi. The 1-0 pitch in there. Oh, ball low. Here is the 2-0. Outside. 3-0. Kang Hongju, the pitcher, just came in here moments ago. 2 outs. The pitch, outside strike, outside corner for a strike. Ko Malawi, officially 0 for 3 tonight. Base knock here could score a run for Southern Illinois, cut this lead in half. The pitch, strike. Strike 2, full count now. Got to be ready. Got to be swinging. 3-2. Kang has shown he throws strikes, and it's a big sweeping curveball most of the time. So you have to be ready. Here's the pitch. Behind him. Hits him, so he's going to take his base. The runner at second has to go back. Malawi hit by pitch.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 20,
Austin Jurger's kind of come to the plate. Grounded out in the first, walked in the third, singled in the fourth. Hits from the left side. Great opportunity here for Southern Illinois. 2 on with 2 out. Pitch from Kang outside. One ball, no strikes, 2 out. Here's the 1-0. Popped off, foul toward the left.
Please return all foul balls to the first base dugouts. Thank you.
Here's the 1-1. Pop foul once again, left off to the roof, up the third base line. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Driven toward right. Did he get all of it? It's going to be caught on the warning track. As Jaeger flies out to right. As he rounded the bag, I think he ran into the back of the first baseman. I believe they're both okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your attention toward the field. We have a home run ball presentation by Mr. Dick Witt, Pony Baseball Corporate Secretary.
Park Jean-Bin. So they presented the home run ball to Park Jeong-bin, who hammered one back in the 6th, a 2-run shot. That extended the lead to 4-1 for South Korea. They're coming to the bat, coming to bat here in the top of the 7th. Southern Illinois down 4-1. Here we are at the top of the 7th inning. And the new pitcher for Southern Illinois, Bruce White, wears number 13, the right-hander, on the mound. Leading off, Park Jeong-woo, the right, bats from the right side. Takes the strike in there, 1-1. So the goal for Southern Illinois to hold him here. Nice pitch, 75-mile-an-hour fastball. As Park Jeong-woo wanted that one, swung away. Count 1-2. If you're South Korea, you want to hold here in the 7th inning. Pitch is line, popped out toward left field. Long way to go in the gap, but it's run down by the left fielder. Compton out in left. One down in the top of the 7th. That's going to bring up Kim Jung-song, shortstop. The pitch from White, a little bit high. In there for a strike, 1-1. 75-mile-an-hour on the gun. Here's the 1-1. Hammered down the left side, but foul. Games tomorrow start at 3 o'clock here at Rent One Park. In there for a strike. Strike 3 on Kim Jung-song. That's the second time he struck out in the game. It's going to bring up Kang Min-ju, the center fielder. Swung on a miss. Kang Min-gu, 4-1. South Korea with the 3-run lead here in the top of the 7th. White's pitch in there for a strike. Oh, a little bit high. That one's popped up foul directly above us. So games will start tomorrow. Game number 13 of the tournament will feature Mazatlan, Mexico against the Marion team. That one's coming straight back below us. 3 o'clock here at Rentwan Park. The second game of the night will feature the Netherlands against Brownsville, Texas. That's at 5:30. And then at 8 o'clock, it will be the loser of this game, the strikeout. They have to throw down to first to complete the strikeout. So Bruce White does his job as we end the top of the 7th. Southern Illinois needs to make up some.
Right fielder, number 17, Gavin
Here we go.
Baldwin.
Bottom of the 7th for Southern Illinois, the home team in the contest. They trail 4-1. They need 3 runs to tie, 1 to win, or at least force this thing into extra innings. So we approach the 11 o'clock hour in Southern Illinois, Central Time. It's actually 10:52 on a Sunday night. 4-1 the score. At the plate is Gavin Baldwin. The right fielder hits from the right side. Pitcher is Kong Ongju. His first pitch in for a strike, 66-mile-an-hour curveball. He throws sidearm. So it's a little deceiving as the ball comes off his hand. Next one spins outside, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way to Baldwin. Outside off the backstop. So the games will all be broadcast here on our live stream starting tomorrow as well. 3 o'clock. I'll have the call once again. Championship will be crowned on Wednesday. That 2-1 pitch misses, 3-1. So hitter's pitch here. Kong has to come to him. 3-1 with nobody out. Here's the pitch. Fastball up and he walks. That's what Southern Illinois needs. That's base runners. However you get on, a walk is as good as a hit.
Hunter.
Gavin Baldwin at first. First baseman Nick Hunter comes to the plate. Struck out in the second, singled in the third, and flew out in the fifth. The left hits from the left side. 1 on for Southern Illinois. Kahn's pitch. Low, ball 1. Baldwin gets his lead. That pitch in there for a strike. Evens the count at 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. 1-2. 71-mile-an-hour fastball on the outside outside portion of the plate. Baldwin gets his lead at first. Southern Illinois down 3 here in the bottom of the 7th. The pitch misses outside, 2-2. This crowd has stuck around to see the home team, Southern Illinois area team. 2-2. Driven towards center field. Forces the center fielder back. He makes the catch, and that's going to hold Baldwin at first. As Kong, as the catch is made, flies out to center. 1 down.
Now batting, the pitcher, number 13, Bruce White.
Bruce White comes to the plate. Bruce stands right on top of the plate. The pitcher looks at strike 1. Bruce White at the plate. Pitch is foul tipped for a strike. Count is 0-2 on the pitcher for Southern Illinois at the plate. Runner at first. That's Baldwin. As that pitch is pass ball, wild pitch actually. And that's going to allow Gavin Baldwin scoot down to second. He's in scoring position. The catcher, Kwon Yuk Yoon, tells his pitcher, let's focus on the batter. We got a 3-run lead. Let's go get it with 1 down. The pitch fouled off. Maybe the catcher told his pitcher, we got to go to Buffalo Wild Wings tomorrow because a percentage of the sales will come to the Pony League, the 2018 World Series. Maybe that's what he said, which is true. That's exactly what will happen tomorrow here at Buffalo Wild Wings. Pitch is hit on the ground towards short. Baldwin goes to third, and nice play by Short to get Bruce White 6-4 for the second out, but that does allow Baldwin to advance to third. So here comes Nick Compton.
Left fielder, number 10, Nick Compton.
Struck out in the second, singled in the fourth, struck out looking in the fifth. Southern Illinois down to their last out, and it's all on Nick Compton. Pitch is in there for a strike. 63-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch. Here's the 0-1 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Fouled back. 0-2 down to the last strike. Kong Hoot Hongju, the pitcher. He can close it out right here as he works from the stretch. Baldwin at third. Compton at the plate. The pitch. Outside. 2-2. 1-2 rather. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike. That's the ball game. Seoul, South Korea knocks off Southern Illinois 4-1. So it's 4 runs on 3 hits, 1 error. Southern Illinois 1 run on 6 hits and 1 error. So as we look at the updated brackets, games tomorrow will start, we ran through them earlier. It will start at 3 o'clock. It will be Mazatlan, Mexico taking on Marion at 3 o'clock. At 5:30, the Netherlands will face Brownsville, Texas. And then Southern Illinois will play the nightcap game at 8 o'clock tomorrow night when they take on Greensboro, North Carolina. We have played 12 games over 3 days here at Rent One Park. 4-1, that was a dandy ball game right there. Dandy is my favorite word. I just realized that. I've said that a lot, but it was a dandy ball game. And South Korea knocks off Southern Illinois. In the first game today, it was 5-4 Greensboro over Covina County. Knocks Covina, California, out of the tournament. Bay City, Michigan lost to Brownsville, Texas. Bay City is out of the tournament. And there's a couple of games that were not elimination games. Puerto Rico beats the Netherlands 14-8, and this one 4-1 the final. Tomorrow will be some elimination games as we're working our way toward the championship Wednesday. We hope you join us. We'll have all the action right here on our live stream at @coltworldseries.org, or you can visit siminers.com. On behalf of everyone associated with the Pony World Series here at Rent One Park, CEO Mike Pinto,